Hello and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in the no contact messages from your person today. This is a gorgeous deck by Soulmates Twin Flames Inc. We're going to see what they want to say to you right now. And it's so powerful because in the earlier message today, it came through that they are aching for you. And they are aching for you in their body, in their heart, in their soul, in their loins. They're aching for you, but they are feeling it in their heart space. And that's because they want to follow their heart. And as I started this reading, I heard a rumble of thunder. And this is a huge message about change. Now, you won't hear it on this video because it came on before I started the video. So something is shifting. Thunder is about rumbling. It's about clearing the air. Think about thunder and lightning. When you have a storm, it clears the air. So I definitely feel they want to clear the air. So we're going to see what's coming through. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can email me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What do they want to say to you today? So there could be some thunder and lightning around today's storms. You may see them in the real world or hear them in the real world. Maybe you hear some banging going on. Or you see them happening in shows or films or on social media. Be interesting to see if we do have any rumbles through this reading because it's just going very dark, but I did hear one before I started the video, before I press record. So I feel that's just the angels showing me that things are happening and shifting. So let's see what's going on then. So the first message coming through is, I'm ashamed that I didn't do more to show you how important you are. So they want you to know that you are important. You're important to them, you matter, and they do care about you. And they feel ashamed. That means they feel embarrassed. They feel guilty. They feel a lot of shame. I don't know if you heard that there again. Okay, that was like some rumble of thunder or some bang or something that's reminding me of thunder, even if it isn't thunder directly there. But that's what I'm connecting with. And they are thunderstruck when they connect with you. So I definitely feel they want to clear the air with you and tell you that you are important to them, that you matter. They're saying, I'm ashamed of myself, that I didn't do more, to show you that you are my priority, that you are number one, that you matter to me. I'm ashamed. And this is something they've done in the past. I'm ashamed that I didn't do. So it's a past tense. Something they've done before that they have been working through and thinking about. And it's been bringing up lots of feelings of regret and anxiety that they now want to heal. So I wish I'd have showed you then that you mattered to me. And that's what they're going to show you now. So again, I feel this is about them wanting to make up for the past. I'm sorry I neglected you. So again, this is how they feel. They feel like they neglected you. They're ashamed of that. And they feel like they didn't let you know or make you feel important to them. And when you're the most important thing in their life, even if it seems otherwise. And they are really understanding that not only now, but that they've made you feel like you're not that important. And this is also because what they tend to do is go into their own head and they just pull their energy back and they think about themselves. Now, that doesn't mean they're selfish. It's self-preservation. It means they're thinking about themselves more because obviously they are themselves. They're thinking about what they need to do, what they need to change, how they feel about things, how it's affecting them when they're understanding now that they should have really tried to see it more from your perspective. And again, it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's something that can't be changed, but it can be healed now and made up for now. So they're saying, I'm sorry I neglected you. I'm sorry I wasn't there when you asked me to be or when you needed me to be or when you wanted me to be. I'm sorry if that made you feel like you weren't important. So if you've ever needed them, remember you never need them because you learn to give to yourself. Whenever you may have felt like you needed them, where you went through something, say for example, you went through a loss like a death in the family, or you went through a hardship, or maybe you went through something you really wanted to talk to them about, or you wanted them to be there for you, and they couldn't be, or they ghosted or ignored that need, or they weren't there. Through that experience, you learned to reconnect with self and source. So you learned to find strength in God, or talk to your angels and get through it in your own way. So you found your own strength and your own spiritual power and faith through the experience of dealing with it yourself. So it was a blessing in disguise. It had to happen that way. However, they are now realizing that they wanted to be there for you, even though God created the way so they couldn't be there for you, so you could find your faith, if that makes sense, because everything happens for a reason. But they're kind of going over these events and things in their head, thinking, I wish I hadn't have neglected you, and I wish I had made the time and effort to support you or be there for you, because you do matter. So I feel this is really about them going over certain things in their mind, or maybe they've even gone through a similar experience themselves lately, and they realise, whoa, you went through that all by yourself, and I could have been there for you. Now I'm going through the same thing, and I'm realising how hard it is, and I'm so sorry that I put you through that. So I do feel some of them are experiencing similar things. And remember, God will always bring things back around. So what goes around comes around. So if they've made you feel a certain way, they will experience that same thing. It may not happen straight away, but it will happen, because everyone gets their karma. And sometimes God allows you to see that happening in motion as well. So for example, if they've really hurt you, they will go through the same pain in some other way. So now I feel that's what they're experiencing right now. They're going through things and they're realising, whoa, you've been through something similar, or you went through something and I neglected you, I wasn't there for you, and I feel ashamed about it now. I feel ashamed that I didn't show you you're important by being there for you, or showing up for you, or talking to you, or giving you that time and attention that you truly did deserve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you're not important. So they're definitely coming to terms with things, going through some realizations and having some epiphanies and aha moments. Yeah, I know I made it difficult for you. I know I made it difficult for you to love me and trust me. So they are realizing they've sabotaged this love. They've pushed you away. They've put walls up. They've made it difficult for you to love them. And you might think that sometimes you're so hard to love. You know, there's a song by Rihanna called, I can't remember what it's called, but it says, why is everything with you so complicated? You're not easy to love. Okay, you're not easy to love. You know, it's a song I used to listen to a lot on my own journey, you know, years ago when I was going through a big struggle. But it just makes me smile, because this is the truth. You know, and I might share that song so you understand. I think I will. I'll share that song on the community post. It's by Rihanna. It says, you're not easy to love. Why is everything with you so complicated? Because you can see how straightforward it could be. And they are starting to realise this. I know I've made it complicated. I know I've made it difficult for you to love me. I know it hasn't been easy for you to love me or trust me, because I feel like I've neglected you and let you down. So why would you trust me in that situation or in those circumstances? So again, self-realisation. They're saying to you, I can't see myself changing because I like things as they are. So what they're saying is they like things as they are and they can't see themselves changing. Now they will. Okay, because they're analysing the whole life right now. Can I see myself changing? Well, I don't know. Can I? I've done this for so long. I like things as they are. It's comfortable here. Well, guess what? God is not interested in their comfort. God is interested in their growth. God's not going to allow them to sit around and procrastinate and just be in a situation that does not grow them. Because otherwise, why have they come to earth? Why? So God's going to prune their tree. God's going to shake their tree. You know, you hear these stories about baby eagles, where the baby eagles are all comfortable in the nest, but they've got to learn to fly. So the mum and dad push them out of the nest and push them out, so they've got to find the wings. Okay, so it's the same thing. God wants human beings, his children, to find their wings and fly in this life, to live their best lives and grow and be satisfied and achieve things and do things and explore the world. That's what he created it for. So if they're sitting in a comfort zone, oh, well, it's all right here and I haven't got to change here, I'm just going to stay here, God will throw them out of that nest. And that's what's going to happen. So God's shaking that tree. So imagine you're in a tree and you're hiding in the tree. Someone starts shaking that tree, you're going to fall out of it. So this is what's going to happen. And God is going to wait them out. You know, think about in the Hunger Games where Katniss was in the tree. Okay, and they started waiting her out. Okay, and she had to find a moment to escape because, you know, God has got all the time in the world. You may feel like you haven't got all the time in the world, but God has. He knows what he's doing with timings. So they can't escape their destiny. And they're starting to realise that. They're saying, I can't see myself changing because I like things as they are. But they're realising, well, why do I like things as they are? Why? What is it really doing for me? And they're saying, I'd love to give you a massage. And they'd love to give you a massage to show you are important, but also to take the stress away. Because I really feel this is what they are thinking in their mind. I wish I could have a massage to take my stress away. I wish that you were giving me that massage. And then they start thinking, I'd love to give you a massage. And then that goes on to other thoughts and feelings. So this is also about them realising, if I don't change, I'm never going to be able to give you a massage. If I don't change, if I stay where I am, I'm never going to be able to explore this love. And isn't that silly? Wouldn't that be an absolute travesty to not be able to have you in my life? And that's why I'm saying, is there anything I can do or say at this point? Especially if they've told you they're never going to change, because they may have said this to you. And they may have said this to you numerous times. They may have said the same things in a repeating cycle. But they still want you, and God will make them change. God will sort that out, okay? So don't worry and think, oh, it's never going to happen. Or you have to believe and have faith, because you feel that inside. Is there anything I can do or say at this point? So again, this is the way they justify staying in their situation or their comfort zone, thinking, well, you probably won't forgive me anyway. You probably won't let me back in anyway. You probably don't love me anymore anyway because I haven't made you feel important. So is there really anything I can do or say at this point? Of course there is. So again, this is the way they go through their fears in their mind, and then they start procrastinating and holding themselves back. And they're saying, I don't think about you anymore. I feel that they may be convincing themselves that you don't think about them anymore because it's easier for them to think that. Or it's easier for them to try and lie to themselves and say, well, I don't think about you anymore, so they can remain in these comfort zones. Well, God's not having any of it because it's a mask. It's not true. If they are saying, oh, I don't think about you anymore, it's a lie. They are saying to you, you matter to me, you're important to me. I'm sorry that I've made you feel like I don't think about you anymore. I don't care about you anymore. Of course I do. I'm worried that you don't think about me anymore because I've let you down so badly. I'm ashamed that I didn't do more to show you how important you are, instead of acting like I don't think about you anymore, cutting you off, pushing you away, pretending like you don't exist, ghosting you, going into a karmic cycle. I'm sorry I neglected you. And I feel this is also them saying this to themselves. I feel they're also looking in the mirror, saying to themselves, I'm sorry I neglected you. I'm sorry I neglected you, inner child. I'm sorry I neglected you, higher self, by not changing things, by not seeing things clearly. I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed that I didn't do more to show you, myself, how important you are. That I do think about you. Because, this could also be the inner child saying that you don't think about me anymore. You don't think about me anymore because you're just stuck in this cycle. You're not living life. You're not thriving. Why is it all so complicated? I know I made it difficult when I didn't need it to be. And I'd love to give you a massage. So again, this is about change. So again, a bit of a strange one to come into the reading. But again, this is things they think about. Thinking about massaging you, touching you, caressing you. Being there with you. So a big message about change here. But again, they're saying they recognise now they've complicated things and made it hard and difficult for you to love them or trust them. And that's what they want to change. But don't get thrown off by this card where it says, I don't think about you anymore, because they've distracted themselves. They've tried to make themselves feel this way. But of course they do. They are actually worried you don't think about them anymore. And that's why they're feeling urgent to make up for the past. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.